Day 25 of self-isolation. Today, our cases worldwide are over 1.5 million, I believe. And that is important because it is Wednesday. Alright? We're a little shy. We're 1.4 million cases confirmed worldwide. These are just confirmed cases worldwide. This is off. So, this is important. Why is this important? Well, it's important because last Friday, we had just broken 1 million. Here we are Wednesday. 2 days left. And this is Wednesday morning. So it's been pretty consistently that about 100,000, a little shy of 100,000 cases have been added each day, with some days well over that. I think by either Friday or Sunday, sometime during the weekend, we're going to break 2 million. That means that we've doubled from 1 million confirmed cases to 2 million confirmed cases in a week's time, maybe a little over a week. That's pretty serious. So, yeah. The craziest part of this whole thing is we are still seeing over 20% of the closed cases are deaths. So, 83,000 deaths so far. Only 392,216 closed cases. Yeah. My country, America, USA, we have the most cases by far. We've also tested more than any other country now. We're over 2 million total tests. Percentage-wise, it's still not the highest testing country. That's still Switzerland, actually, is performing about 20,000 tests per 1 million people. We're at like 6,000 tests per 1 million people. However, we had almost 2,000 deaths in a 24-hour period yesterday. I mean, you could see the progression just in my diaries alone of how we used to be shocked at, 400-ish, 300-something deaths in a single 24-hour period out of Italy, where they've consistently now been over 500 deaths every day, every 24 hours, 500 deaths, 500 people, 500 lives. Overall, we over 7,000 deaths in the whole world over the last 24-hour period, and 82,000 people dead. And we're obviously not slowing down. I mean, like I said, cases will hit 2 million either Friday or sometime during the weekend. And these are just confirmed cases is the other part. Like, there are so many people that aren't getting tested that are probably carrying it right now, hopefully staying at home. But if they're not staying at home, if they're still going out and about their business because they haven't been tested and they aren't showing symptoms, or their symptoms are very mild and they don't even think they have it, my stupid ex-wife showed up yesterday, knocked on the door expecting me to answer it. Like, I'm not going to get face to face with you. And I know that she's been, hanging around with friends and going to, she's an alcoholic, and so she goes to AA meetings, and I know she's still going to those AA meetings. She told me as much. It's like, no, I'm not gonna interact with you face to face when I know you've been around X number of people and aren't caring about this at all. God. Probably should close the door because of the wind, but... Anyway, so, me personally, I'm feeling okay. But I did read there's a new study. Well, not a new study. It apparently this has been common knowledge, but they've not really said much in the news or anything. But taking your temperature, if you're doing that regularly, doing it in the mornings, apparently is not what you want to do. You want to do it in the late afternoons to evenings because that's when fevers actually happen. Or and I've been doing it in the morning. Seven, 8. Supposedly you're not supposed to do that because fevers happen in the afternoons, evenings. So I'm gonna start doing that. Hey, my dog doesn't like the thermometer at all. That beeping really freaks him out. It's a pretty high frequency sound, I guess, and so yeah. Anyway, still have a job, still have income. I'm really grateful to have a job. I know there's a lot of people who don't have a job or are having to do jobs that are suddenly very high risk and still low pay. No stimulus check yet. It hasn't come in for me. They were supposed to go out, the direct deposits or whatever, this Monday, but I'm not seeing anything yet. Let's see. Yeah, this is the new world. This is. People are still predicting. Our peak is going to be in May or June, something like that. I know I'm touching my face, but I washed. Oh, I've been going through so much soap. I ordered like bulk. Not hand sanitizer, but hand soap, like the big giant refill bottles, and I've got 2 of them, and I'm already down to half of one, which normally those would last me a year, so yeah, washing my hands after I come inside, after walking the dog, after using the bathroom, after before eating, after eating. A lot of hand washing, but my skin I think is starting to get used to it because it was really crazy dried out there for a little while, but yeah, it's normal now. I think my skin's adjusting to the new pH of the day, which is pretty basic. So yeah, it's interesting. Some of these countries are showing very few new cases, like Australia, for example, Brazil. But I think honestly, it's like Brazil was supposed to be crazy, as far as cases go. And I think it's because they're barely testing. It's showing they're only doing like 258 tests per 1 million people. They probably just don't. I don't know what their healthcare infrastructure is, but it's probably pretty bad. And in those places where it's pretty bad, like, how are they going to accurately associate deaths with COVID-19? Here's the thing. what is being reported is really bad. So that means everything that's not being reported, it's 10 times worse. It's got to be. You know? 1.4 million cases confirmed. Probably 10 million, 20 million actual cases. You know? 82,000 deaths associated with COVID-19. Probably closer to 800,000 real deaths. So, what does that mean? I mean, for me personally, it just means I'm going to stay home and be very careful. I mean, you know, my ex-wife yesterday, she wanted to see and hug Alex. I told her it's not going to happen. I mean, my mom, same way, you know, she wanted to hug us, and, you know, I had to tell her no, it's just not worth it. Either we could be passing it to her, she could be passing it to us. It's not worth it. And this is the world we're in. This is the world we're in. It's crazy how quickly things can change. What is it, 25? What did I say today was? God, now I can't even remember. I can't remember. Let's see. It's the 8th. Oh, the days are definitely running together. I'm sticking to a routine, you know. I need to do more videos, really. I should try and do them daily, but there's just not a whole lot to say every day. You know, okay, so Sunday is Easter. Good Friday is Friday, as it happens. If something doesn't happen seriously with the government, with an actual lockdown, I mean, holiday, Easter, people are going to go out and they're going to go to church. I feel like it's going to happen, and I feel like we're going to get a huge influx after we've already gotten so many cases. Oh, God. How do we stay positive in this? That's the real question. Do I just not look at the numbers? That's probably a good idea. Just stop looking at the numbers. I know it's exponential growth. I know we're not close to the peak. You know? I mean, what people are there's predictions all over. Some predictions saying, "Oh, it's going to start slowing down in a couple weeks." I mean, when the president first said it, you know, 2 weeks. All right, 2 weeks will be good. 2 weeks will be good. Yeah, 2 weeks we'll have double. We'll have doubled from 1 million to 2 million, or no, 2 weeks we'll have doubled twice. You know, how do we stay positive? What's the bright side? Well, I'll tell you what the bright side is, and I've said it before. It's like, well, pollution's down a lot. People aren't going out as much. There's other weird things like seismic activity is down because there's nobody. You know, there's nobody in the big cities walking around constantly all day, and seismologists are able to, like, you know, sense more events, more seismic events, because of there's less background noise or whatever. Pollution's way down though. In 2020, we'll probably have like a quarter of the carbon emissions that we had last year, just from people staying inside. Yeah. So People are spending more time with their family. That's good too. Well, their most immediate family, I would hope, just the people that are in their household. But I mean, for some people, that's awful. I saw a post on Reddit about a recovering alcoholic who he was in a halfway house, and the halfway house shut down because of all this, and he had to go live with his parents, both of which are alcoholics, and he doesn't have any other options. He doesn't have a job. He can't really get a job. He doesn't have a car. Like he's forced to stay with his alcoholic parents, both of which aren't taking the thing seriously either. They're not taking the pandemic seriously. I mean, that's got to feel like a death sentence or jail sentence or both. Speaking of, I mean, think about all the people who are getting sentenced to jail these days. You know that if you're going to jail and you have the disease, or if you don't have the disease, you're going to get it in jail, and then what? Can you imagine being sick in jail? Even having the flu in jail is gotta be fucking worse, but this is not the flu. This is much worse than the flu. See, look, I can't even stay positive for more than 2 seconds. I don't know. I don't know if these are helpful or hurtful. I don't know if these are helpful or hurtful. Alright. I'll try to make another one tomorrow.